The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I am so excited. My name is Jay Muenz, and I know it's 7:02. I just wanted to give a couple minutes to people who were coming home from work and needed some time to unwind. So let's get started. Welcome to a fun night. It's going to be about 30 minutes or less. So if you haven't grabbed a notebook or something to write with, or water, or whatever you're drinking tonight, go ahead and grab that and get ready. Okay, so here we go. The live masterclass, Fearful to Fit Girl. Let's get going. So here's what's on the show tonight. We're going to be talking about my top 3 secrets for losing weight without skipping happy hours, calorie counting, and basically without missing out on a social life. Because, I mean, if you've been on a diet, like I've been on a diet, basically you're doing it hardcore 100%, and you can never hang out with your friends. And I want to eliminate that. I want this to be a lifestyle, not just like a program and then done. We're also going to deep dive into detox and why it's not a fad, especially this spring. So we're going to be talking about what our organs are doing and how that creates such a beautiful cleansing effect for our mind. Last thing we're chatting about is the Fearful to Fit Girl 8-week program. And you guys are the first to hear about it. It was designed specifically for everyone who was on this call. So I'm really excited to show you a little bit about that. Next slide. Who am I? Well, if you don't know me already, my name is Jay, and I founded Fit Girl Seattle a few years ago. I certified to be a holistic health coach via Institute for Integrative Nutrition. That was 3 years ago, and I've been coaching men and women ever since. I certified to be a fitness specialist, women specifically, through NASM this year. I had the certification or the program for about a year, and I procrastinated and finally finished, thank God. I also teach yoga and bar, and I've been teaching yoga for a little over 5 years. Power vinyasa, gentle vinyasa, just basically let's move the body, feel good. Bar, love it. If you haven't tried it, it's time to. It is going to be the perfect complement to something like yoga or running, walking, weight training, whatever it is. Bar is beautiful, and it just makes all your muscles lengthen and strengthen, and I love it. Last thing, I decided to call myself a weight loss success story because about 5 years ago, I hopped off of the weight struggle roller coaster, and I finally figured out what it would take for me to reach that goal weight and not struggle along the way and eliminate every food that sounded good to me. It wasn't always like this. I wasn't always a fit girl. I had so many struggles. And, like I was talking about that diet roller coaster, that was one of them. I mean, in middle school is when I became aware of my weight. And I decided somehow from negative society, I don't know, view that the scale is something to be feared. And it is something to feel shamed about if you're not at a certain weight. And that is not the case at all. I, went through tons of different things. I tried Weight Watchers. It's kind of funny. I signed up with Curves with my mom. I was a senior in high school, and I was like, Mom, I want to drop 5 pounds. And she said that she was doing Curves. And so I decided I'm doing Curves too. And then I lost like 5 pounds and so many inches, and they asked me to work there. And so for the next 2 years, I worked at Curves, and it was like so much fun. Moving on. You are in the right place. If you sometimes when you go places, you might question, like, is this for me? Am I in the right place? You're in the right place. Okay. You showed up, and that is half the battle, if not all of it. You're in the right place because if you're anything like me, you have spent your hard earned money on so many different diets and you're sick of it. You want off. No more. No, thank you. I hear from so many clients and women who eat good during the week and just to blow it on the weekends. And I was just like that, so I understand it. And I want to get us off that train. It's not the eat good, the eat bad. It's just eat food. You're in the right place if you've tried a juice cleanse or a detox. And those are the funniest to me. I tried a 3-day juice cleanse, asked my sister, and I lasted for half a day. I was freezing, I was shaking, and I would tell the people who started the detox program, and they said, "Oh, that's part of detoxing." And I just thought, well, hell no, I'm out. And so I'm not really a big fan of those. I think having juice throughout the day is cool, but doing a complete juice cleanse is not the best idea. If you spent 30 days or 24 days or 21 days or whatever amount of days eating clean, doing a challenge for yourself, and then on that last day, you cannot wait to eat everything you've been dreaming about for those days you've been eating clean. If you've been on something like that, then it is not for you. It is something that is temporary and something that, you know, if you're on something for 30 days and on day 31, you think, oh my God, thank God I can eat again. You're not on the right system for you. We're talking lifestyle. If you've tried over and over to lose weight, you are in the right spot. We are going to say goodbye to the scale. And if you've been suffering in silence, you're here. You're in a group of women who love you no matter what. And this is a place for you to share your concerns. And we'll get into that a little bit later. So let's get into the weight loss secrets. Number 1, and first of all, if you have your notebook, I want you to look at this scale and I want you to write down the emotion you have when you're looking at this scale. So if, that emotion is, oh God, like, oh, I hate the scale. I hate the scale. If we can transform that emotion into like, oh, it's a scale. It's a measure of progress. We're not going for perfection, just it's where I'm at right now. And the beauty of life is that you can change at any moment. So we're getting into the basics. I'm sure you know this already, but if you don't, food is such a small part of the weight loss problem of our health. I want you to get your journal out and write this down. Are you hydrated? It's one of the biggest issues in weight loss. If you are not drinking enough water, it is going to be such a struggle for you to get all the toxins out of your body, get your belly bloat down, your skin glowing, and your energy up. So I want you to write down, drink 3 liters of water every single day. And if you do that for 14 days, you're going to want to keep doing it. And it's going to become a habit rather than just a quick fix. Does your exercise routine excite you? Is it something you look forward to? And not every time, but the majority of times. For me, when I was doing the crazy classes where it was like burn fat and calories and torch this and that, it was exciting, thinking about the results, but I never liked the workouts. I thought they were too intense for my body, and I need something low impact that's going to make me feel really good and excited. And, I love dance and bar and yoga, and I'm getting into weight training, but I'm not doing things that don't excite me. How's your sleep? Not the number of hours, but what is the quality? Do you hit that REM cycle? It's another huge piece of the puzzle. And not getting enough sleep can make you feel really grumpy. And I think we all know that when you don't get enough sleep, you don't feel good and you might be a little snappy and short. So we want to make sure that quality of sleep is really good. What's on your plate? Do you see green food? Do you see colors? Or is it kind of all tan and bland? We want to stay away from that. And if you were to divide your plate into thirds or fourths, would it be green veggies, grains, protein? Would it be sweet potatoes, broccoli, lean ground turkey with delicious spices that light your fire? You got to look down at your plate. What are you eating? What kind of fruits are you eating? I worked with someone for probably 30 days before we saw any progress. And I just kept thinking, wow, she's eating so clean. What the heck's going on here? And we figured out that the banana twice a day was raising her blood sugar and making her body hang on to those last 3 pounds. So it's the small changes that add up to the big ones. So I want you to be really aware of what you're putting into your body. And if making a food diary helps you keep track of everything you're consuming, then start with a food diary. I like to do that with all my clients, and I feel like it works really well. And I would say that they say the same. Next thing, does your career fulfill you? This is a big one because you spend your majority of your life at your job. So is it something that makes you happy? And if it isn't something that makes you happy, what can you do to make yourself fulfilled? Is it something that you can do at work where all of a sudden you build this group of people who, want to bring each other up and lift each other up rather than talking crap about the company and how you all hate it? But, misery loves company. So if there's a career that you're in that you are not fulfilled, keep dreaming. Keep writing down your goals. Write down what you love, and the dots will start to connect. I promise you. And if you see someone with a career or a job that you love, then ask them how they got into it. And if that person is a giving person, then they will share with you and they will help you, because that's the kind of people you want to be around anyway, is the people who will help you and give you great advice. What are your friendships and relationships like? Now, this is a tough one for women, because if you've moved anywhere and you're in your 30s or your upper 20s, it's tough to make friends. And you might miss your old friends. Like, I moved to Gig Harbor December or end of November, and the majority of my friends are in Seattle and Kirkland and Bellevue. And I have some in Los Angeles and Las Vegas. But it was a really tough move. And there were days where I felt like I had no friends anymore. And it was kind of like out of sight, out of mind. And so that part of my life was so unfulfilled that it just kept dragging me down until I figured out that it was my friends that make me feel so whole. And so I started connecting again. But you can get into these deep, deep ruts and not know what's causing them. So if you look at all these things on the list, the basics, and you're like, check, 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 then we can start to narrow down what it is that you need support on. Last one. What is your laughter scale? Are you someone who loves comedy movies? Do you have funny friends? Do you crack yourself up? I mean, sometimes there are days when I've been working from home and I will just be talking to myself like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm saying jokes. I'm just like, woo, God, this gal is funny. And then I realize I've been talking to myself for like 5 minutes. And that's when I usually call my mom and I say, hello, I need to speak to a human. Moving on. Do you have any of these items in your fridge? So beyond all the stuff that we just covered, if you have a few of these items in your fridge, like cucumbers, strawberries, those delicious looking carrots and kale and oranges, lemons, have a few of these items and you're on your way to total wellness. Secret tip numero dos. Check in with your mood before you dig in. Now, I know that you know what I'm talking about. I have some clients who eat a lot of really great food. It's quality food, it's clean food, it's natural food. but it's often eating in excess. And people will say, oh, green veggies don't have calories. Well, they do. And, oh, carrots are a vegetable. They still have calories. They're high in sugar. So you have to be aware of how you're feeling before you start fulfilling some part of your emotions that need some filling up. Check in right now. I want you to notice your breath. For me, I get really excited, and I've been trying to maintain my excitement all day, but I was just so jazzed to talk to everyone tonight. And I was like, oh, yay, it's happening tonight. And I noticed that my breathing was quickening and I was starting to get a little anxious. My excitement turned into a little bit of anxiety, and that was okay because I knew where it was coming from. So let's just take 3 breaths, calm it down a little bit, bring our nervous system back down to a regular level if you're anything like me and you get overly excited, like a little puppy. Okay, so now I just want you to drop the eyes closed, get really chill, and take a couple deep breaths in and out through the nose. One more breath. Last one. And open the eyes. And if you can do that a few times throughout the day, you're golden. So I already noticed that my nervous system has started to calm down. My voice is going up and down, and it's a little bit more chill. And that's exactly where I want it to be. This is what you want to do when you have sugar and carb cravings. So get your pen out and start writing some of these notes. When you have sugar and carb cravings, it's usually from an intense thirst. So you always want to drink water so that way you'll know if you're just dehydrated. And usually if you already start feeling like you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. And we as a society don't drink enough water. We have so many coffee drinkers and caffeine, and that's okay, but we want to make sure we're drinking enough water. Next thing, check in with yourself. Are you feeling low? When's the last time you had any human contact? I work with people who work from home, and they'll say, they can spend hours upon hours behind the computer, and then all of a sudden it's nighttime and they haven't seen anyone. And so it is just a good idea for every hour, if you could just stand up, take a few stretches, take a few breaths, get a snack, call someone, go for a walk. You have to schedule your workouts just like you schedule anything else. I just want you to get outside and get some fresh air. Next thing, you got to turn on that pump up music, especially if you're one of those people who wake up tired. Now, I'm one of those people, I'm like a 50-50. I wake up and some days I'm like a freaking yellow bird ready to take on that day. And I'm feeling good and I got that boom boom in my body. And other days, I need some freaking gangster rap to wake me up. And so I put that music on, I'm showering, and I'm like, oh yeah, this girl's ready. So find the music that works for you. Next thing, this one is so humongous, I can't even express how humongous it is. Protein. Sugar cravings come from a lack of protein. So if you are experiencing intense sugar and carb cravings, look at the protein in your diet. And when I was a vegan for 4 years, I had no idea what I was doing. All I knew is that I wasn't eating meat, and I did not get the protein that I needed. So that was a bust. And when I was vegan, I gained 20 pounds. And I was like, what is happening? I thought it was supposed to go the opposite way. And really, it was because I wasn't eating enough protein. And so I would just fill up on chips and salsa and bean burritos. And I was like, this is the best diet ever. No, it's not. And I was really tired. Last thing, write it down. Natural sugar when you're having cravings is A-okay. Take the high sugar fruits, bananas, mangoes. Medium is apples. High sugar vegetables, low glycemic carbs. sweet potatoes, yams. Go for those guys when you're having a sugar craving, and I guarantee it will quench that craving. Another awesome one is carrots. I don't know what it is. I think it's the crunch and the high carb and the high sugar content, but something about carrots just like kind of quench that carb and sugar craving for me. Next thing, drink something green. And I'm going to give you this. Even just looking at that picture makes my mouth water. This is what I want you to write down. This recipe, the green smoothie recipe. So if you just want to write this down, and then in the next few days, if you post in our Facebook group, Fit Girl Seattle, then the first 2 people who post their smoothie picture in the group, I'm sending you a Fearful to Fit Girl notebook and pen. And these are for private clients only, so it's kind of like a really cool thing. Okay, do you have it down? 1/2 cup coconut water, 2 handfuls of spinach, 3 celery stalks, 1 pear, 1/2 a lemon, a 1/3 bunch of parsley, stems are cool, and 1 apple. And all you do is blend that, and you are on your way to an energizing, uplifting, green smoothie kind of day. This is me. After my green smoothie, I am just showing you how productive I get. I'm in my Fit Girl sweatshirt. I'm having a glass of lemon water, maybe some Market Spice tea. That stuff is dang good. And that is the notebook that you will get if you post in the Facebook group your green smoothie. First 2 people who do it, the notebook and the pen. So again, this guy, and then you feel like this. Very good. I'm giving you a little sneak peek into the Fearful to Fit Girl 8-week group program. We're starting April 26th, so we'll just go back to that really fast. We're starting April 26th. It's a group program. It's going to be crazy awesome. And you guys are the first ones that I'm sharing this information with. I'm really excited. I'm giving you a heads up right now. So there's going to be more information on this. I'm going to do another masterclass next Tuesday at 7 p.m. So stay in the lookout for an email on that. So this group program is going to be cray cray. And that's all I'm going to say. Secret 3, detoxing is not a fad. It's not going anywhere. And I am so excited to tell you why, because when I first heard the words detox and cleanse, I was like, oh, cool buzzwords. Like, is this going to be a superfood like cacao and maca and camu? And I just say those because I love saying those names because I think they're so funny. Detoxing. This is the good stuff. For the optimal energy, beauty, mood, and weight loss, your body needs detoxing, especially in the springtime. The gallbladder and the liver must be at optimal working levels. If you've never heard anything about how awesome detoxing is, Chinese medicine is a wealth of knowledge. And if I have any acupuncturists or traditional Chinese medicine practitioners on the line, you guys rock. I am so glad people like you are in this world, because learning about detoxing is the coolest thing I've ever done. Detoxing in this spring season right now is the best way to honor and restore the liver and the gallbladder. This is why. The liver. And this just 500 metabolic jobs just shoots out to me. I'm just going to read this to you, and I want you to let it sink in. So if you want to drop your eyes closed and just listen to the words, you're good. The liver plays a critical role in your overall health. It has over 500 metabolic jobs, including the production of waste, a means of natural detoxification. However, when the liver gets flooded with toxins and becomes congested, bile can't be produced correctly. All those toxins remain in your system and wreak havoc. And what that havoc causes is digestion issue, among many other complications. Let's talk about the gallbladder, another beautiful organ. Okay, so the gallbladder will be cleansed when the liver is cleansed. The gallbladder and the liver are like two hands, and they like to hold each other's hands. And the liver is related to anger. So can you imagine if you get all of those toxins stuffed inside your liver and your body is not producing a natural detoxification, then your liver just hangs on to that anger and it doesn't allow you to heal. So when you cleanse your liver and eat liver-loving food like green foods, parsley, cilantro, and kale, you will notice that you will feel sluggish. You'll hang on to that anger and shame and guilt and whatever else you're experiencing at that moment. When you eat these foods, you'll notice such a dramatic shift in your mindset because what these foods are doing are producing new cells in your digestion, and your stomach is your second brain. So your body in your digestion is producing all these new cells. And what those cells do is they go throughout all parts of your body, up to your brain. So whatever you're holding on to in your mind starts to change when you start to detox your body. You get rid of things. It's amazing. Digestion and toxicity, they go hand in hand. The primary role of the gallbladder is to store the bile. If there's stones, and that happens a lot, especially when we are not detoxifying at a normal rate. So if there's stones, blockages in the gallbladder from storing too much toxic bile, that's why you wake up tired. You wake up irritated or constipated. You have so many issues digesting foods. And I just added this in here. So many of my clients complain of pain under the breastbone, neck pain, poor digestion, even shoulder pain. And that is when I start talking about detoxing. And I'm talking about clean foods. I'm talking about foods that maybe you've never heard of. And it's just an awesome way to learn more about health and why detoxing is not just a fad, but it is going to help you your entire life because you want to clean out that stuff that is making you tired, that's making you irritated, and that's slowing down your digestion. Tonight, we have covered why it's not about the food. We've checked in with your mood. And we've chatted about why detoxing is not going anywhere. It's staying around. I want you to ask yourself, is this something that sounds good to you? Is it something that resonates with you? Is this something that you can listen to and totally understand? The 8-week group program, and again, very minimal details right now. It's designed for you. If you want to lose 5 to 20 pounds before summer and you want that long-lasting weight loss, it's going to be before summer just because I know you can do it, but that doesn't mean that you do it before summer and then it comes back. We're talking about a complete lifestyle transformation. It's for you if you're ready to do the work and be done with the roller coaster. You're ready to stop going and jumping from thing to thing. I mean, it gets old after a while and you start seeing all the money that you've spent and it's sad. Because you're like, damn, I could have gone on a trip with that money. And instead, I lost 20 pounds and I gained 20 pounds. Last but not least, certainly, you care about your health and you want to cook nourishing foods. If those things align with you, then I've created this for you. Thank you so much for showing up. Mark your calendar. The next masterclass, we're going into so many great details, is next Tuesday, April 19th, 7 o'clock. Stay looking out. Great job. Round of applause, guys. Thanks for coming, and I will see you later.